Elan.
Elan.
I've asked him 5 times how to say his name, and I just can't figure out. Lee on with us. So let's introduce him. Bring him on the screen so everyone can meet him. And so he is
coming
right here. Put him right here. Can we put him right here?
Technology works!
Yay! Technology is fun. So I got him to come on because we have, like, Frost, our sound guy, is huge about Kickstarted board games. He's always backing them. I find they hit and miss sometimes, but I like looking at the ones that don't succeed because I want to see what their ideas were and why. And let's face it, the big games that come off of Kickstarter board games they're huge. Like Exploding Kittens was ginormous, and we have it. We play the crap out of it, and we like to screw each other over many times.
That's because you play in a house where Munchkin is considered soft combat.
Yeah, Munchkin is definitely soft combat in my house.
I'm not a Munchkin fan.
Well, Pocky doesn't like soft combat because he likes to get butt hurt over being hit with a frying pan.
Let's have a Munchkin battle sometime.
He just constantly will troll. He trolls.
So,
Gavin trolls all the
time.
time.
I don't troll. We hit you with a frying pan once at Disney Infinity, and you went crazy. But anyways.
Stop hitting
with Rapunzel?
Yes. So, kickstarting on board games. And then, so the guys behind Exploding Kittens have a new game that looks even more crazier. Is that even a word, more crazier?
Yes.
No, yes, it can be.
Called Bears vs. Babies. So,
I have my Mad
welcome
here.
to the show.
Hello, sir.
As you can see, Harley's wearing her bear outfit today. I would have come as the giant baby, but I just can't rock a diaper.
No, you can't rock the diaper today.
No.
So, tell us a little bit about Bears vs. Babies.
Sure. First of all, how well can you hear me? It's coming through?
We hear you fine.
You're just good.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, Bears vs. Babies is our second game. We've been building it for off and on for a year while we try to grow and really start the Exploding Kittens company. And it's the same notion. Like the idea behind Exploding Kittens, I think one of the reasons you like it so much is Exploding Kittens is not designed to be entertaining. Exploding Kittens is designed to make the people you're playing with entertaining.
Yeah.
And, we worked really hard at that. And Bears vs. Babies is up on Kickstarter now, and it is designed to do the same thing. It's hilarious art and amazing mechanics that are all tailored to make the people you're playing with suddenly become much more entertaining than they were just moments ago.
Which is hilarious because we all love the style of the oatmeal. Let's face it. And if you look at the cards, you get like the bear with a rocket body with a chainsaw arm, and there's like a party hat. So the mechanics of this game are actually quite simple. You can find out more about it on the Kickstarter page. But I just want to ask, because when we were doing our research on you, you've been around the block before with like special effects and Xbox, because you hate Xbox. We're Xbox bros here. How did you decide to transition into, hey, I want to make a card game about some exploding freaking kittens?
Yeah. I've been building games for 17 years now. I was lead game designer on the original Xbox, and then did a whole bunch of startups. Started this new genre of gaming called alternate reality gaming. I built a whole bunch of those, and then went back to Microsoft to help them build the Xbox One. I was creative director over there, where I built a TV studio, and I know digital entertainment. I'm really good at digital entertainment. And I ran into this problem where my brothers and sisters are having kids now, so I'm getting all these sort of my family is growing. I'm getting all these nieces and nephews, and they're starting to play video games. And I walk into their house. I remember I walked into the house of my 4-year-old niece, and she is sitting there glued to the TV playing Halo. And Halo is one of the games that I helped build, and I'm sitting there watching her, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Let's go out and play. And she is just glued to the TV, which is sorry, say again.
No, I'm just laughing. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, keep going.
It's one part fantastic and one part like isolating, like kind of terrifying, because I was feeling really guilty about that. I know there's a place for that. I was raised on that stuff, and I built some huge games. But then I thought maybe it's time to try to build something that is more inclusive. That like you're gonna want to sit around a table and you're gonna want to play with your friends, and it's gonna make you laugh, or you have no soul. And that's what I decided to try.
So, Yeah, it's interesting because board games seem to be on the rise, especially because of Kickstarters. Like, my house is full of board games. I own like 800 versions of Risk because I love that game and how you can theme it. Like, I've got the Halo Risk that's like the 5-foot board.
Where have you been all my life, Gavin?
That's where I have a game day this weekend because I have games I've never even opened yet. So
we need to play Monopoly because then we can all get divorced and yell at each other.
Nope.
So,
I do horror board games. I do all the horror. I got like,
like
Last Night
Arkham
on
Horror
Earth
stuff,
and
Last Night on Earth.
Horror, yeah.
I like the strategic ones.
I like
Stratego, Risk, and everything else like that.
I like card games where I can make people be horrible.
This
yeah,
is so.
I'm with you. Those are my favorites.
So you and Harley are like gaming siblings
this.
here. You're like, yeah, we're totally gonna Uno and stuff
I've
like
got
that.
I've got the Uno, and I'm like, I love Monopoly because it is like.
You keep bringing up Monopoly. I'm not gonna play it with you because I know it's not gonna end well.
It's not going to end well for any of you because I cheat.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, that's why we're not going to play with you.
All right, so
Power
the
Rangers
question I have then
Monopoly,
is,
though.
you're pretty well connected. How did you decide to use Kickstarter to really start making these tabletop and card games?
Yeah, well, the answer to that is different from one campaign to the next. So the first one, for Exploding Kittens, it was really supposed to be small. I had just resigned from the Xbox, and my buddy Matt, who draws the oatmeal, we have some mutual friends, and we were all just sort of hanging out, thinking like, let's all just take a break. Let's take a year actually, and just do little projects and make life really, really easy and just fun. And so Exploding Kittens was honestly supposed to be a small project. We were just trying to raise $10,000. The idea was we'll fulfill it out of my garage. I'll pay for it with pizza and beer, and my friends will all come by, and we'll stuff a bunch of boxes and send it out to a few hundred people. And so we put it on Kickstarter because that was a really easy place for us to just experiment to see if it works. Is there an audience? If it fails, whatever, we'll go off and do something else. So we tried to raise those $10,000, and we raised almost $9 million instead.
Holy crap.
I actually looked up the Kickstarter when I was looking at mine. I was like, I wonder how much they actually made on this, because I went through and looked at a bunch of Kickstarter games and everything, and I was like, how much did these people make? How much did they ask for?
What is it like when you get like a bajillion times more than you're asking for? You're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do now?
It's crazy, right? So that was terrifying because suddenly I can't fulfill that out of my garage. Suddenly we have to start a company. Like, we have no choice just to fulfill that many orders. We were supposed to print out just a few hundred boxes. We had to print out over 700,000 boxes to fulfill those orders.
Oh my gosh.
And it was crazy. So the answer to the first question is, why did we go on Kickstarter the first time? It was an accident. Like, we did not intend this to become a company or a big success. We had a lot of fun building the campaign, building the game. Once it got a little bit successful, we did some really fun stuff to make it much, much, much bigger, and we got really good at that. The answer for the second time, our active campaign right now, the reason that Bears vs. Babies is up on Kickstarter right now is because we started thinking about, like, should we self-publish this? Should we go to an outside publisher, or should we go back to Kickstarter? And the answer is, you go to Kickstarter for half of crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is crowd and funding.
Yeah.
We don't go there for the funding. We go there for the crowd. Kickstarter is an incredible place to raise a crowd. And that crowd, that audience, that built-in audience, they are passionate and they are dedicated and they are excited, and they are the ones that allow a new game to be born. And that is more valuable to us than any amount of money.
Yeah.
I mean, I know for a fact that, like, when I see Frost, it's like, your friend Frost is backing this board game. I'm like, okay, the name alone, click. Oh, wow, I should back that too. Or
yeah, he's really good at finding the good games on.
Right, and I also
Kickstarter.
like I do pen and paper games because I'm a huge pen and paper guy. And the same concept holds true. They'll want so much money. People will see their game, or somebody will suggest it, and then it's like, I'll look at it, and then I'll suggest it on my Facebook feed. It's like, hey, and then all of a sudden, like, this one person told me, now I've told 10 other people.
Yeah.
Yep. And even on a small scale, that works so well at building a community around a new property, because that's what new properties need. They need a support group, like a nurturing infrastructure in order to get out there in the world and become real.
So what do you think about, like, you kind of answered my questions with you're birthing a game on Kickstarter with a crowd. But what about the companies that are using it that don't really need to use it? Like, what is your opinion on, like, let's say Fantasy Flight saying, oh, we're going to crowdfund the Star Wars game, when you know they really don't need to?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're using it as marketing. It's an expensive way to do marketing, honestly. I mean, you're paying large percentages of what you make to Kickstarter, to the credit card processing company, to the survey company after that. Like, it really all adds up. I wouldn't, unless you know it's going to be just a hit it out of the park success. It's really an expensive way to do marketing. I mean, I'm obsessed with crowdfunding. I've backed more than 200 projects on Kickstarter, more than 100 on Indiegogo, other various sites. So much so that I've started a blog called Elan Backs Everything, where I just post about the craziest, most insane crap that I've backed. And I think that's like a really important thing. It's like, you watch a James Bond film and he goes into Q's lab and Q is showing him all the cool little gadgets and insane things that are going to equip him for the world. That's what Kickstarter is for me. It's like, it's this just library of insane, amazing stuff that I didn't think I needed until I saw it, and then I realized, oh my god, I totally need that thing. And it's amazing. I think people who use it for that, to say, I've got a crazy idea, I don't know what to do with it, let me see if an audience likes it or not, that's really what those sites are tailored for. And that's why I enjoy them. That's what I hope people really, really continue to use them for, instead of just marketing.
So, sorry. You go.
All right. I actually had a question about for Kickstarters. When you started getting into Kickstarter, has there ever been a Kickstarter that almost didn't make it to the goal that you wanted?
There was this God, I forget what it's called, but it was an endless desktop slinky treadmill. It was literally stairs going in an endless loop for a slinky, right? So the most awesome thing. I was so excited about this thing. I backed it. I told all my friends, and it fell like just short of hitting its funding goal and never got created. It was heartbreaking.
I have one of those. I totally have one of those. Right after American McGee's new Alice Madness Returns came out, he put up a Kickstarter for a Wizard of Oz game, and it fell like $200 short, and it had all these gorgeous game graphics. He had already done some of the trailers, and it was beautiful, had a gorgeous cast, art books, and then it fell short.
That's when places like Indiegogo come in, because they have the all or nothing, or you get what you get.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think crowdsourcing is evolving. So the idea for Bears versus Babies, because we've got about 7 minutes left.
I have a question about the Bears versus Babies.
She just wants to ask you about the Bears versus Babies condoms.
I want to talk about the condoms that I saw on Facebook earlier.
Now, before we do that, this is part of their stretch goals, because they made so much money that you literally posted, quit giving us money. So you gave everybody a task. And before we go too far, a lot of people complain about that task, because they're like, well, you've already made all the money, just give us the stretch goals. Right. How did you handle that?
Yeah, so the background here is we hit our funding goal in 9 minutes, like literally 9 minutes in we hit our goal. Whoa. And the campaign is over $2 million at this point, and so it's ridiculous. It's more than we need. It's enough to get the game started, and then quite a bit. So right now, what a typical Kickstarter campaign will do is it'll announce stretch goals. So it'll say, well, we made $10,000. If you give us $20,000, we'll give you a carrying case, and $30,000 we'll do whatever. And so we came up with stretch goals as well, but I felt really bad asking for more money. It just felt horrible. Like there's no reason for it. But like I said, we are on that site to raise a crowd. We want people to have fun. We want people to welcome this game into the world. And honestly, the more people we can get behind it, the more people we can help that can help us test the game and make it as good as it can possibly be. That's the most valuable thing in the world to me. So we set up our stretch goals based on challenges. We said, look, the game's supposed to be 80 cards. We can raise that to 112 cards, and we'll just eat the cost of that. What we want from you in return is a party. We want you to take ridiculous pictures of yourselves, and we want you to make costumes and dioramas, and we want you to get a Bears versus Baby tattoo and do insane stuff, not because we think that's hard or because we think you're going to do it or not going to do it. We want to do that because it's fun. And the more fun you're having with us, the more you're going to love this game as much as we do. And that's the environment we need to create in order for this thing to become real. So that's it. That's what we did behind our stretch goals. We said, literally, don't give us any more money. Just have fun with us, because that's all we really care about.
I really appreciate that you appreciate the fandom, and it's not all about money or whatever your career or anything. It's you want to entertain people, and I really appreciate that you're doing that for people.
So we're gonna let Harley ask you her dying question.
Oh my gosh.
So this morning I was scrolling through my Facebook like I do every morning, and I came across a picture of a set. I want to say it was like 8 condoms, and each of them had pictures like "Don't go in bareback" and "Wear this, or you're gonna be changing diapers forever."
Yeah.
We saw these, and we're just like dying. And we want to know, how do we get these? We need these in our life just for the sheer fact that we have them.
So those things. So we call that whole thing birth control, BEARTH control, birth control. Get it? And it all came about because we were sitting around brainstorming. What's a bears versus babies condom? Like, what does that mean? And we realized a bears versus babies condom is just a condom that's bear themed, because that's the condom part is the versus babies part. So as long as we can do something bear related on a condom, we've got birth control. So we tied it to a stretch goal. We basically said, if you go to bearsversusbabies.com or go to our Kickstarter page, any of those things, you will find a list of challenges that the entire community is trying to accomplish right now. We told them that we will give everyone that condom for free. We will put it right there in the Not Safe for Work booster pack and just give it to everybody. If you accomplish any 20 of these insane tasks that we've put
All right, guys, we got a job.
If we do this, I will wear it on my hat at all times.
Well, I just want the one that says, within the 3rd trimester, babies have already stolen 10,000 souls.
Oh my god!
Like when you went to the company to get these printed, where they're like, "Are you for real?"
And you would not believe some of the stuff that we make companies print.
Elan?
Yeah, we went to Comic-Con this year, and I was really worried about how are we going to stand out, right? Comic-Con is so noisy. And I went to this printer and I said, I want you to print out a deck of Exploding Kittens cards for me where each card is 6 feet tall and takes 3 people to lift. And they did it. And we went to Comic-Con with this insane deck, and we played with like 50 people at a time because it took 3 people to lift every card and play it in front of them.
Oh my god!
Can you bring
amazing.
this to Dragon Con next year?
Please?
No.
I need this at Dragon, and I will come sit at the booth just to play this.
So I have to say, I can feel why your Kickstarters are always successful. If you're this enthusiastic in your videos, I will throw all. I would just here. Hold on. I will do this.
Oh, like he's throwing money.
Here's the wallet. There. I'm throwing my wallet at you, sir. You are enthusiastic, and you make me want to throw money at you.
I love it.
All right.
I'm getting paid not to grow up. It's the most fun job in the world.
Isn't it?
That's a good job. That's what we do.
Every time I go work for Bethesda, that's my favorite part. Is I don't have to act like an adult.
We just kind of do TV and make our shows and have fun.
Yeah.
But my question is, will your next game involve anything with bacon? Please say yes.
Oh.
Something with bacon.
No.
Bacon with googly eyes.
All right. I will throw that in the hopper. We did just so you get a little taste of it. We released an Exploding Kittens iPhone app, and you can play. We just released a bacon avatar for it, so you can play as bacon.
Sorry, all of the fanboy crew are cool with Androids except for Jeffrey and his lame iPhone.
iPhone.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
I have an iDevice at home. I can play this.
We're an equal opportunity mobile.
There.
But iPhone first. iPhone first.
Yes, let them get the.
Wait, because my Google Pixel will be here soon, and I will school your iPhone.
Yes.
I can't wait to get it.
So, where can people find out more about Bears vs. Babies online?
Go to bearsversusbabies.com or literally start typing the word bear, and Google will take care of the rest.
Make sure you have safe search on.
Please,
Safe
God.
search.
Otherwise,
I heard about this and I did it, and I was at work and I was like, wait a minute, but this is not what I want.
No.
This
This is
not
not what
right.
I want.
NSF deck, there are bears.
Yes,
Jeffrey,
bears.
bears with quotation marks. So that's the
Bears.
one I'm
Bears.
backing because I want the crazy stuff.
Yeah, NSF
I'm gonna
deck
play this-
Is, crazy is an understatement. We're having some fun with that one.
we
You're
should
like,
play this at
Sir,
the
we
next-
definitely gotta say we appreciate your work so much. Thank
We
you.
do. Thank you so much.
So the
Yvonne.
last question before we have to go. What has
Yeah.
been the craziest bear monster you've made in your playtest time?
Here, I'll build one for you right now. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay,
You know what? We need to play players versus.
this is our prototype deck. Nobody's seen these before. Is this showing up all
yes,
right?
Yep.
a bat.
It's a bat.
There's a bat. We'll put him here in a bikini. Hold on.
Oh my god.
What does he need?
That is
We'll
a
put him
horrifying
on,
bikini.
Here, we'll put him on spider feet.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, there we go. We're gonna go with that one. I can't give him arms because I can't hold that many cards right
That's
now. But
okay.
yeah, that's how the game
No,
works.
we're good.
This is amazing.
All right, so
We're playing
thank
this with
you
Scribble.
for
We gotta
being.
play this the next freaking show during the whole
Just
time.
be like, screw you guys.
Thank you for coming and being one of our amazing guests we've had on Fanboy TV. We've got this growing roster, and you're like one of our favorites now forever. So just keep that in mind. We love talking to you about this. Can't wait to get our hands on the game because
I can't wait to get my hands on those condoms.
You're not taking my condom.
I just don't. Yeah.
Just gonna collect a deck of them.
But we don't even know what the third stretch goal is yet, so we have no idea what's coming.
It could be even better.
It would be impossible to understate my excitement about the third stretch goal.
Oh no.
So
I've got it
I've
in my evil GM grin now. So
all right, so thank you again for coming on. Everyone head to bearsversusbabies.com for more about this and go to Kickstarter. Start getting your ideas out there.
Come play with
Xbox
us.
Bros, come on, Jeffrey. We should totally Xbox Bro him on
let's do
screen. Yeah, Xbox Bro because
Jinx a major.
yeah.
I own an Xbox.
So that's it with our special guests. You can find them online. Thanks again. I'll send you all the clips and everything we talked about ahead of time. And you'll probably see us play your game at some point in time. We'll have you back on.
We'll have one whole entire episode just on your game.
Just us playing this
How
game.
messed up can this game get?
This would be fantastic.
We can
All right,
tweak
so
it.
that's
Thanks,
it
man.
with our guests. Thank you for coming on. Next up, since we're talking about Kickstarter, we're going to let Jeffrey and Harley, since Harley and I can't do 10 things without degrading and peeing ourselves in laughter.
I think I like this talk of the apocalypse. This makes me amused.
All right,
Mostly, hold on.
We're
I
almost
didn't.
out of time, so
I
we
know.
gotta wrap this up. Be quick.
So my thing is I love people who tell me about the end of the world because I have literally heard about the end of the world since 1901 when I first read about the Carolina.
You weren't alive in 1901.
When I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Vampire?
Yes. So in 1901, there was the Carolina end of the world cult. Literally, in North Carolina, this cult, these people said the end of the world was going to happen in 1901.
My home state.
Right. Guess what? I'm still standing here. I'm standing right here, and the end of the world did happen.
All those tabloids do it every week.